What's going on, horror gang? Welcome to I Shot Him Six Times YouTube horror movie channel. As you know, I'm your host Marcus. Please be sure to shoot that like button and subscribe to the channel, as well as hit that notification icons to get all the latest content updates to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be giving you guys my take on the plot synopsis for Halloween Ends and what I think Corey Cunningham's role really will be in this movie. But before I get into it, let's hit that intro. I shot him 6 times. Alright, gang, so as we know, the trailer for Halloween Ends was released Tuesday night, and along with that came the official plot synopsis for the movie. So without further ado, I'm going to get into the plot synopsis of the movie and give you guys my take on the plot, as well as Corey Cunningham's character in this movie. So the plot reads, 4 years after the events of last year's Halloween Kills, Laurie is living with her granddaughter Allison and is finishing writing her memoir. Michael Myers hasn't been seen since. Laurie, after allowing the specter of Michael to determine and drive her reality for decades, has decided to liberate herself from fear and rage and embrace life. But when a young man, Corey Cunningham, is accused of killing a boy he was babysitting, it ignites a cascade of violence and terror that will force Laurie to finally confront the evil she can't control once and for all. Alright, gang, a lot to unpack from this plot synopsis for sure. First and foremost, I do want to say that I think it's a really good idea for David Gordon Green to kind of take this direction with Laurie Strode. It's been 4 years since Michael Myers has been seen, and we already know all the years of trauma from the stigma of, dealing with Michael Myers that has caused Laurie all the pain and suffering. And I think it's really, really good that we finally get to see this character kind of break out of that shell in the form of writing her own memoir, talking about her experiences and finally coming out of that darkness. And it's also a reference, it's a nod to another iconic final girl from another iconic horror franchise, but we're going to save that for another video. I'm not going to, spoil that if you guys don't already know who I'm talking about. So with that being said, I do think it's very, very interesting that this is a direction that they are taking for Laurie Strode. I think it's, a really good story arc for her, and I'm really excited to see how this plays out on screen. I will say, what I find interesting about the plot synopsis, it doesn't give much information for Allison, other than that she is living with Laurie, but I'm sure within the movie we will get more of a character arc for Allison. I have no doubt about that, and I'm not too concerned about it, even though we didn't get much mention of her in the plot. Now, I am going to move on to the Corey Cunningham part of this plot synopsis and what I believe is going on with this character. So now, let's talk about this guy, Corey Cunningham. He's being introduced as a main character in this movie. A lot of people are thinking that he is the copycat killer to Michael Myers, and I don't blame a lot of people for thinking that, especially when you read this plot synopsis. He is a young man who is actually being accused of killing a kid that he is babysitting. But guys, in my opinion, I don't think this is the case. In all honesty, I don't think that he is going to be the copycat killer of Michael Myers, and here's why. If this young man is being accused of murder, I find it very hard to believe that, one, he would be out. I mean, granted, being accused and being charged for a crime is two completely different things. So I understand that aspect of it. But I find it hard to believe that this young man who is accused of murder is roaming around free in Haddonfield without at least a watchful eye on him. From what it looks like, you know what I mean, in some of the trailer that we got, we seen him going down a tunnel where it looks like he does encounter Michael Myers. So I find it very unbelievable to me that if this young man who is accused of murder, even if he's not been charged for a crime, I find it hard to believe that at least police would not be having eyeballs on every move he makes. I'm not buying it, you guys. And I get it. We did get in the trailer that we did see two Michael Myers in that trailer. There's no doubt about that. But as I said in my trailer breakdown, guys, I believe that sequence where we see the fake Michael Myers pushing the door open, you see Laurie pointing a gun at him, when we get the POV shot, the callback to 78, with Michael walking up the stairs in Laurie's house, In my opinion, I think that that is a dream sequence. I do not believe that that is actual real-time altercation between Laurie and a fake Michael Myers, which is believed to be Corey Cunningham. And I know a lot of, theory behind why Corey could possibly be a copycat Michael Myers is because John Carpenter did say that this movie is going to have a Christine element to it. As a lot of us know in the horror community, Christine was about a character named Archie Cunningham, who obviously bought this car that had, demonic type powers and basically possessed him, to be be an entity of sorts. It led him down a dark path. He started treating his friends wrong, all that good stuff, his girlfriend, all that. It completely turned the character of Archie Cunningham upside down. Guys, in my opinion, I think the only real Christine reference that we are getting in this movie is Corey's last name, Cunningham. That is it, in my opinion, guys. I do not think that Corey Cunningham is going to be the copycat killer like a lot of us, like a lot of us in the community believe. And here's another reason why. We see Michael Myers, at least from what it looks like, in the tunnel, it looks like Michael Myers is attacking Corey. Now, can you make the case that Michael did not kill Corey in this scene? Possibly, but I just cannot imagine Michael Myers getting his hands on this kid and for no unexplained reason, he just lets him go. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that at all. So, in my opinion, that's where I'm at so far with this character. Now, maybe once we get a second trailer drop, or a third trailer drop, maybe my opinion will change. But in my opinion, guys, I think that this is just Blumhouse and David Gordon Green and John Carpenter and Jamie Lee Curtis. I think that they're playing tricks on us, you guys, making us believe something that is going to happen that is not going to happen. I genuinely do not believe that Corey Cunningham is going to be a copycat Michael Myers. And as I explained in my trailer breakdown, I believe that the beginning of the trailer is actually Laurie having a dream of an encounter with Michael Myers. I am going to do another video talking about how that scene kind of mimics the, parts of the opening scene of Halloween H2O. But again, guys, I'm going to leave it at this. In my opinion, I do not think that Corey Cunningham is, a copycat Michael Myers killer. I think that he's just going to be a massive red herring type figure like this. He's going to be somebody we're going to be keeping a close eye on. But when it boils down to it, he is not going to be the character that we think he is. And like I said, guys, I watch a lot of, documentaries and stuff, murders and stuff like that. I love that type of stuff. And usually when somebody is even accused of murder, even if they, there's no evidence in the case, at that point in time to directly nail down that suspect, usually the cops have their eyes on that person's every move. So in my opinion, guys, I do not believe that, even though the plot synopsis reads that Corey Cunningham, obviously is being accused of, killing this kid he was babysitting, I do not think that, he did kill this kid that he was babysitting. And I think we're going to find out how and why that child died, and that it had nothing to do with Corey Cunningham at all. And that this character is just a smokescreen for the real plot and what the real story of the movie is going to be. But that's my take on the plot synopsis and Corey Cunningham's character, you guys. I want to hear from you. Hit the comment section and let me know what you guys think about the plot synopsis. Does it get you excited for the movie? Or does it kind of make you worried that there's a possibility that Corey Cunningham or somebody could be a possible copycat Michael Myers killer? Hit the comment section. I want to know what you guys think with all your thoughts and opinions. Alright, gang, once again, this is I Shot Him 6 Times YouTube horror movie channel. As you know, I'm your host, Marcus. Please be sure to shoot that like button and subscribe to the channel, as well as hit that notification icon so you get all the latest content updates to the channel. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Thank you for watching.